we've got to defend this base. We have to defend it for 20 minutes, and all I have is, well, one of the most powerful aircraft ever, an AC-130 gunship. So there's the base, and oh, look at that. Who's this little guy? Oh, that's an enemy. And this is, well, I guess you could call it Hellfire. I'm using a 30mm autocannon. I've upgraded this thing so it fires 3-round bursts. And basically every time I do a good job, I get a level up. Now here's the trick today. We're gonna try something. Just upgrading our 30mm where possible. Now we've got 3 rerolls, but increasing splash damage, that's pretty dang good. So our objective today is to defend the base, but do it our own way. Oh, we actually missed our shot right there. Ooh, okay. This is actually pretty massive. Increasing the damage by 50% this early in the game, that was a gold tier upgrade. Yeah, but see, here's the problem, right? There's all these little guys over there, and we're like, oh, look, that's no problem, it's easy. Well, they come from multiple different directions. I think we're gonna use a reroll. Opening up a 45 is fine, but this gun, I don't like it. All right, now you may be thinking, increased fire rate of the 30 is great. Well, this is the most powerful gun in the game, in my opinion. The 102mm howitzer. Let me just show you how powerful it is. Watch everybody just, you know, go bye-bye. So we can increase the fire rate of this thing by 25%, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. And we're gonna look for multiple targets. And now I'm gonna switch back to the 30 because like they're just getting really, really close to the base. So we can increase the damage of the 102 by 25%, but we're really trying to upgrade the 30. This is so tempting. But basically it's just like aim, fire, repeat. Remember, we're using one of the most powerful aircraft in existence, at least in like a ground attack platform. All right, so at this point, we can increase the reload speed. Increasing the fire rate of the 102 is great, but reload speed is what's gonna end up costing us this game or winning us this game. Here, look at this. Right now, we're reloading our main 30mm gun. We're stuck with the 102 right now. And this thing has a reload rate, well, basically, I don't know. I think like in the time that it takes to reload, you could probably write a book. And I'm not talking about using ChatGPT to just be like, write me a book about a AC-130 gunship, you know, as you're reading your kid a bedtime story. So we could increase the reload speed again. Yes, we're gonna need that. Some of those other abilities were really, really juicy, but reload speed is the key. We've only got 2 weapon systems. I would really, really like a 3rd one, but you know what else we can do is we can purchase troops. Look at that. I've got one on the board. That blue triangle is friend. And I don't want to figure out if this game has friendly fire or not. So, are we going to unlock a Gatling gun or increase the maximum ammo on the 102? Ooh, the Gatling is pretty good, but max ammo is amazing. You don't need to reload if you're still firing. Look at that. So we went from basically 6 shots, added 5, so we started with 11. And look, this guy's engaging. You can see like, oh, he actually died. Okay, well, he probably need a little bit better of cover, but there's sort of more, I would say, sort of like diversionary tactics. But man, this game is really, really hectic. I think it's like incredibly, incredibly hectic. I actually missed my shots there. I'm tempted to unlock the Gatling gun, but I would much rather have a more powerful 102mm. So it's sort of like you can get multiple weapon systems, or you can just like focus on really, really upgrading a few key systems. And we're going for the latter strategy there. What I'm gonna be really curious about, all right, we're reloading the main 30. Let's see, can I get all 3 of those? Oh yeah, I can. So I can at least get those 2. All right, 30's back up. And I'm thinking like whenever we see multiple targets like in a big area like this, we'll switch to the 102. Oh my gosh, I mean, increasing the splash damage of the 102 seems like the ticket, right? So we're gonna have I guess this is sort of like, what's better, the 30 or the 102? And I think the answer is both of them. We want both of them. But like, look how long it takes to reload the 102. So we gotta find the closest guy, and we'll purchase some infantry. And our 30 is up, but those guys almost got in the base. Man, danger close. We're dropping the heavy guns now. And I love how like our camera moves around. Okay, so here's the question. We're gonna need a 3rd weapon system. Remember that we have to hold out for 20 minutes. We've got Comet rockets or the JDAM bombs, and I don't know how many we get. We could also re-roll, I think JDAM. I mean, it's gold for a reason, right? All right, so let's try the JDAM. We'll drop a bomb. Okay, that's pretty good. Ooh, and now we can purchase tanks, which will slow down the troops. And now the enemies are getting closer. Ooh, that was a wasted 102. I hate to see a wasted 102. And man, look at that. Okay, so the JDAM is, there's only a single rocket? I mean, I guess it's sort of like a, I'm gonna treat it as a guided bomb. All right, we're reloading. We gotta switch to the 102. The tank is destroyed. I actually don't know if that was from friendly fire or not. All right, so we're gonna wait for these guys to get a little bit close and try to do collateral damage. All right, what did we unlock? Increased splash damage or fire rate. The 30 doesn't need to fire faster. I really don't think so. So splash for this guy is just gonna do more damage. I think we're gonna keep the JDAM once it is reloaded for whenever we see like an armored vehicle. Speaking of which. Boom! That was amazing. It locked onto the target. All right, so we've got a problem here. And the problem is the enemy's closing in, but they're getting a lot closer and there's a lot more armored vehicles. All right, I accidentally made a mistake there and had the reload of the 30 not working optimally. Okay, so I think this is a clear choice. The 30 reloads relatively quick and we're hoping to get more, but I've got 2 reloads left. I wish right now, this game is made by a solo developer. It's fantastic. There's a few little quality of life things. Like right now, I wish I knew the time left. Like if I could press tab and see my weapons or something like that would be really helpful to make these decisions a little bit better, a little bit more educated, a little bit more tactful. Oh man, that tank just wiped out a bunch of them. Okay, JDAM is reloading. Look at that. I was gonna aim at a target and the tank already destroyed it. So when we do have the money, let's purchase another tank. The tank just like wrecked that armored vehicle. It stopped in its tracks. I don't know if they were exchanging fires or if they disabled it or what. Hello, multiple targets. Goodbye, multiple targets. And look, okay, we got armored targets. Ooh, okay. I was worried my 102 would miss, but we've upgraded the splash damage so much. Oh, there goes my tank. All right. Once things slow down, okay. Ooh. Increase the splash of the JDAM or an extra JDAM or a Gatling gun. Let's just get, I think more JDAM is better than like better JDAM. Like especially when your ammo count is 2. And I'm gonna drop the JDAM on that guy, locked on. And, oh, I accidentally dropped the JDAM on him, on the base. Danger close, guys. Sorry if I blew up the coffee stand. Here we go. So we've got 12 minutes and 45 seconds left and this is just absolutely chaos. Like, I feel like even this is the first level, and it's freaking hard, man. Oh, that's a tank. All right, we're gonna drop the JDAM, and the base is under attack, so we're gonna have to use the 102 to clear things out, and basically stop that timer from going down. As soon as like once they're in your base and the timer goes down, it's like over. Okay, a cluster bomb could be really cool. I don't think I've ever used this. I've used the Maverick, and it's really cool. But I wanted to use a cluster because reasons. All right, use the cluster there. Oh, that's how it works. All right, it's getting just way too close. I just bought a tank. Our tank just won a duel. Man, that's bad. Oh, all right, things are getting a little bit crazy. Switch to the big guns. When in doubt, drop all the ordnance. JDAM's out. Okay, wow, everything is like, do you want JDAMs, or 102s? We'll pick 102s because this. Fortunately, I can't destroy my base and lose. If we did, we would have already lost. So which weapon system is the best? Honestly, whichever one keeps you alive, which right now, I'm gonna hit that guy with a 102, hit these guys with a 102, fire my clusters. Oh man, that tank, that's gonna bot one, I believe. Clusters out. 30's firing. Oh no, we're gonna lose? Well, that's really unfortunate. So when we look at the damage, the 102 did a ton of damage, even though the amount of shots fired for the 30 mil were quite considerable. The DPS on the 102 is like 1,000. But now we gotta go to the armory, and we can upgrade any of our guns. We've got 51,000 upgrade points. Oh, man, if we had 62,000, watch this. The 102 is gonna be firing 2 shots now. Remember, this is a roguelite. It's not you win or you lose, it's you win or you learn and get better, and we just got better. We gotta unlock that 102 quickly, because it's gonna be able to fire 2 shots now. I think that's just kind of ridiculous. To me, where is it? We could try re-rolling once. Increased damage. I don't wanna lose too many re-rolls early. We might find ourselves in a desperate situation. Increase reload speed, absolutely. 30 is going to be doing the lion's share of the work, even though it doesn't do as much damage as 102 does. Increase the number of bullets shot by +5. Do you have any idea how ridiculous this is? This is a ridiculous upgrade. Watch. I think we shoot 8 shells now. If we don't win this one, I don't know what to say. Increase the max ammo. Well, phosphorus is cool. We'll take the reroll and we'll increase damage. I will need a second gun, but I'm sort of like hoping. Oh, that was a miss. That's unfortunate. All right, we're reloading our only one here. We'll switch the feed here. Oh, that was glorious. Okay, increase the damage. We're already down to like 1 reload, so I don't like that. And I'll buy some infantry to slow down theirs. Hopefully he'll pick some off. Hopefully we're working with like Navy SEALs here, or like Delta Force, you know, something really, really good. Increase the splash or increase the ammo. We'll take increase the splash. That way we can be a little bit more inaccurate, or we won't need to be as accurate, I guess. Either way you want to put it. When we're firing like 8 shells, that's gonna be a lot of splash. All right, increase the max ammo. All right, this game's really like, hey, have you thought about just like doing more stuff with that 30? And I guess the answer is yes, I have. I've thought about it quite a bit. Wow. If I'm like directly overhead, there we go, we'll have 2 troops. I can, man, I bought one and he's immediately down. I wonder if I could like move them into the base. Here. F. Invalid position. You can't move into the base, ironically enough, which would be really, really good if you could. Okay, so we know the JDAM was real good at taking out vehicles, but the 102, I mean, that did the most work last time. Like, the JDAM would be a good 3rd weapon, not a good 2nd weapon, if that makes sense, because you really need something that can do some heavy lifting and do it frequently, as opposed to the JDAM who's like, we're gonna fire once and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Is effectively what it feels like. Now right now it says like we've got to survive for like 17 minutes, and I feel like we've been already playing this game, like this round even, for 17 minutes. Let's increase the reload speed, absolutely, and ba-boom. Oh, now we're firing 2 shells. Remember, this is ridiculous. I basically pulled the dumb, and I forgot that we're firing 2 of these things. It's not fair, man. This thing's firing 8 shots. The 102, which is an absolutely egregious weapon system in terms of its damage output, is firing 2. I just need to get that reload speed on that thing. Okay, thank you, game. It's like you're reading my mind. Oh my gosh, I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, who wants to get exploded? Do you want to get exploded? Do you want to get exploded? These guys, they don't even know, man. Can you imagine? Like, you're supposed to be running towards this base, and there's just like a dude like cackling maniacally up in a plane, just lobbing down, like, I don't know what the analogy is. That's where the analogy fell apart, because there's no analogy for an AC-130. It's just like Zeus is up there like pooping out lightning bolts and just like drunk on power. Ba-boom. All right, so increased damage of our 30, absolutely, because what would be great is if we could upgrade this 30 mil so it's actually effective against vehicles, because right now it's not, even with 8 shells. I think we'd have to take like a disproportionate amount of time to focus on that. Hey guys, boom. So I was looking for like multiple targets. Okay, increase the reload speed is a yes. Like, some of those things were like gold and purple, but we're going all in on this, and that's the fun part about roguelites, is like it's sort of like build-centric, right? All right, so we're reloading, and the 102 is ready. Good. He can hold the line. 30 mils back up. I guess if we had a fire rate upgrade on this thing, it'd be better. I bet some people are gonna be like robots with this game and just like, I did this with using a pencil sharpener on my first round. I didn't even need the 30 millimeter. And you're like thinking to yourself, I don't even know how you could use a pencil sharpener, but they figured it out, man. They're robots. All right, so increase the, okay. Guys, this is a god run on the 30 millimeter. It is a god run, okay? We're gonna be firing, I think it's 13 shells. So that thing is still alive after 2 salvos, but still. Get out of my base. Like, you can't even count the shells, but I'm sure some of you are gonna try, and please do. Please let me know your findings. All right, and boom. I gotta be judicious, because we were sort of low on reloads. I'm sorry, but if you're like an infantryman running across with like an old rusty Kalashnikov towards this base, this mysterious base, and you don't really know why, and then all of a sudden you see like 13 30 mil shells, I mean, you don't really see if you just like hear them and see the impacts flying near you, I think I would just quit, go home, and, you know, Play some NBA Jam on Super Nintendo or something like that. All right, what do I want? Increase reload speed of the 102. All right, let's do this test. All right, 2 salvos of that, and it's able to take out. Ooh, that's a vehicle right there. I don't like our angle right now, because that guy's hiding in the base. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, that was close. That was uncomfortably close. For like having an exceptional weapon system to like, you know, aka like the 30 mil firing like 13 rounds, that would have been so sad. All right, there's no infantry left. All right, I need a 3rd weapon system because we're desperately low. So we're gonna have to use the Hellfire. Now I can't see. I think I gotta saying like total threats found is like a lot. Jeez, man, that was another close one. Oh man, they got armored tanks, and we're only 12 minutes in. This game, it ramps up. It's obscene. All right, we're gonna have to use the 102 to hold out till about now, and just like fire Hellfires everywhere. Okay, what do I need? I guess another Hellfire max ammo. All right, I got one 102 left. How many rounds does it take to kill a tank? Well, actually, not that many. Fortunately for us, because we're firing so many. Can you imagine? Like, I wonder what the damage would look like. A tank getting hit by like 13 30 mil rounds from above. Because tanks don't have a lot of armor on the top relative to, you know, the fronts and the sides. I'm like, oh, we'll just walk through like mission number 1 and be easy. It'll be easy, right, guys? Hellfire. All right, that was unfortunate. I thought my Hellfires were gonna like do work on that tank. Oh gosh, we're reloading. Okay, I need something desperately. Increase reload speed. These dang tanks, man. 10 minutes. Like, they're already here. I don't think we can keep up with this. I don't think we can keep up with this. All right, it's all a matter of how quickly that thing reloads. Oh man, that's fast. At this point, there would be like no base left. Just spitting out shells, man. I purchased some units. They're immediately dead. Yeah, look at that. I placed the units and they're dead. Okay, the fire rate of the Hellfire is good, but I think we need a JDAM. JDAM's out. Nope, that tank right there. The base was lost, but man. Okay, so now, it's crazy how the accuracy of the 30 mil is still only 2%. That's kind of hard to believe. The JDAM was 100%. The shots, 446. Like, and it still didn't do as good as the 102, man. But we get a return to base. We get to go to the armory. And we need 150,000. It might be just like good to save up. And there's even a prestige system, which is crazy, man. We like, there's so many missions. So if you guys want to see more Metal Thunder, pull the trigger on that like button and let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.